There was a time, believe it or not, I was told by someone today.
And here's the game right here, Larry.
Yeah, we're seeing a junior middleweight face-off here. It's an in-your-face face-off.
Well, I don't know who's going to win this one. This one is a draw.
You know, the crowd loves this.
I would laugh. You see, that's why I'm not there. You saw that scar on the side of Wilfred Benitez's face. That was put there when he stole a guava when he was a kid, and his father Goyo caught him, ran after him, and he ran into a barbed wire fence. A little bit of history on Wilfred Benitez.
You know, at one time he was 14 pounds over the weight he had to be for a fight. 5 days before the fight, made the weight and won the fight.
Also, he started.
Puerto Rico y la tuna de San Juan.
Let's see how these two fighters came into this fight, and they are very comparable. Of course, the height advantage to Tommy Hearns. Weight 1.5 pounds to Hearns. The big reach of Tommy Hearns, and whether or not that will be a factor will come into play as the fight goes on. That could be the biggest difference in the two, but Benitez, a very crafty professional, and Tommy Hearns, of course, with just the one loss to Sugar Ray Leonard to mark a perfect record.
And remember what I said earlier before the last fight, Barry and Ray, that a fighter seldom brings his punch with him as he moves up in weight. This is a test for Tommy Hearns to see if he can put some hurt on Benitez, who is a more resourceful, clever boxer.
Carlos Palomino had made the observation that he felt Benitez was actually a better puncher at this weight and really has brought his punch with him. School is still out, I think, on Tommy Hearns.
You know, when we think of outstanding champions like Roberto Duran and Emil Griffith, who were overpowering in their original divisions, but when they moved up a division, they were still good enough to be champions, but they were no longer overpowering. The only one I can think of who did that was Ray Robinson, and that's an ultimate test for these two fighters here.
Tommy Hearns being introduced by Jimmy Leonard, and now the champion.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, hold around my left, black trunks to the white band from Ponce, Puerto Rico, formerly of the Bronx, and fighting out of the Bronx in New York. A trim and even 152 pounds, winning 43 out of 45 great bouts. 3 times a world champion, now defending his title as a World Boxing Council Super Welterweight Champion of the World. Introduciendo Wilfred Dragon Benitez. Your referee to now give instructions from Mexico.
In favor of Tommy Hearns.
Judging at ringside from New York.
Octavio Medan will be the referee in this fight. Veteran referee. Sight game is pretty much over now, and what is left is getting here.
Interesting, both fighters had a face-to-face off. Both fighters had their own group singing the national anthem, like warriors ready to go to battle.
Well, the intensity is here in the fact that you saw that there is mutual respect between both fighters.
And the games, you could see, had ended before they ever got to the center of the ring here.
We should mention here that Benitez's past is to use early rounds to size up his opponent.
Underway, round 1. Super Welterweight Championship. Tommy Hearns on the right in the white trunks. Wilfred Benitez, black trunks, white stripe on the left of your screen right now. Both men on their toes. The feeling out process has begun.
Well, Tommy's going straight at Benitez, and again, the left jab of Tommy will be the most effective punch, especially in the early rounds, because it was very difficult for me to land some solid blows to Benitez. But we're talking about a totally different story here. Tommy is bigger than I am, and his arm, his reach is incredible. So that may be a factor here.
And he does hurt. I think you said that, made that point abundantly clear.
He can't afford to tighten up, and Benitez, you know, he's able to frustrate a fighter, make mistakes, and capitalize on them.
A lot of bobbing and weaving and feinting right now. Benitez slipping those punches, very characteristic. Hearns misses the right hand.
Benitez has what I consider a radar. I think what it's going to take for Tommy is the jabs and some feints. He has a feiner.
Well, in fact, he came in with the word super radar on his robe.
Well, I saw it that Tommy went to the body with that right hand. That's good too because you can't move the body. Tommy's left jab must be consistent. He has to keep it out there, keep it busy, keep Benitez thinking.
I talked to Benitez yesterday. He was saying that no more fooling around. He trains hard for every fight, trained hard for this fight. He knows it's business now.
The major problem is fighting a guy like Tommy, as tall as Tommy is the fact getting inside. What I did, and Benitez is pretty much doing the same thing I did. I moved the first few rounds and got to a point where I got Tommy in close, and I was able to get in close. Whereas I was able to deliver some punches. But it's difficult, I tell you, Barry. It's really, I was in there. It's tough getting inside with Tommy.
Benitez very patient. Really no damage here in the first round inside a minute. Either man has scored with a punch. Benitez has thrown very few. Talking about Benitez's ability to slip punches, I remember Floyd Patterson used to say that he watches the man's chest muscles to see where the punches are coming from. Allows him to almost anticipate before the punch comes.
You see that right hand there, twice thrown by Tommy. Benitez is able to just get out of the way of it. Slip punches, very, very smooth. What Tommy can't fall into, he can't fall into waiting too long.
I want to make a couple of points about that round. Benitez did not land a single punch. I think that was a very good round for Tommy Hearns because he went to the body. You can't headhunt with Benitez. He's just too quick. Let's go to Benitez's corner.
Pomada, Gregory, la pomada, papo, la pomada. La pomada. Bueno, Gregory, ese es mío. Toma.
Esa pomada está muy dura, ¿sabes?
Está bien, está buena, por eso que está buena.
Dame. Toma, pomada.
Quieto, Wilfredo, tranquilito,
No te
tranquilito.
pongas a perseguirlo. Si cuando él se gaste 3 rounds, sigue moviendo, ya estoy aquí.
Basically, don't change nothing that you're doing. Just keep looking just the way. All right, we're now in Tommy Hearns' corner. And Emmanuel Stewart's last words were, keep up the way you're going.
Well, as I was about to say, Larry, Tommy's doing the right thing. He went to the body, but the head is very difficult to hit.
And the other point that Larry Merchant made, that Wilfred Benitez did not land a punch in that round. And that is the only way you're going to win fights, is to score with punches, needless to say.
But first, Benitez has to find a way, a method of getting closer to Tommy without being hit by Tommy.
Rarely changes expression in the ring. Fight has been fought at long range. That was a left hand by Benitez. Benitez content to stay in the corner. You can see him just with that pattern of moving the head very quickly, and he rarely gets hurt.
What Benitez is really watching, he's not watching the left jab, he's watching the right hand. He's watching the power. He can take a few left jabs, but he doesn't want to get hit by Tommy's power hand, the right hand. You know, so you let Tommy parry out a couple of times.
That was a good right hand by Hearns.
He was took a big punch. He was took a big punch.
It was an overhand right. And Hearns catches him again. Actually caught him twice, but did not that time. And the other one went by his back.
Benitez is catching his right hands now on the arm. I feel what Benitez is trying to do, Barry, he's trying to really make Tommy frustrated, make Tommy mad, make Tommy load up with his punches. You can't load up. The left jab leads up to your punches, your combinations. So you have to take your time. You can't afford to get mad.
It takes a lot of patience to fight a guy like Tommy Hearns, I would think.
It takes a great deal. In fact, Benitez there with an overhand right. It wasn't really that hard, but again, Benitez is trying to find out the best method and most effective method of getting to Tommy Hearns.
Benitez, it should be pointed out, has been knocked down on numerous occasions, but again, that was back in the days when he really didn't take this whole thing very seriously and felt he could just walk into the ring and whip anybody. He got away with one with Bruce Curry after being knocked down 3 times. Harold Weston knocked him down. There's a good right hand by Hearns, but he can't double up on it. Almost every one of those missed except the first one.
That was a good right hand.